Alright, so today's video is going to be all about Savage and what exactly happened there. If you don't know Savage, he's been on the channel for around 4 years. And then as of last year, he's no longer on it anymore. And neither is Wildcat. I'll get into Cat in a minute. But so Savage started at the very beginning of this channel. I guess I need to talk about Cat first, because Cat was the first one that was here. So Wildcat and me started making videos together, and then like a few videos later, Savage started on. Let me see. I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah. Now, me and Cat had a good amount of videos till Savage joined on. I want to make sure all my information's accurate. So, Cat's been on the channel for 4 years. Savage has been on the channel for 3 years. Savage's first video, I want to say, is... Okay, so Savage's very first video is my IWI to Vol 21 broke. That was the very first video that he was ever in, and that was 3 years ago. So he's been on the channel for 3 years. Wildcat's been on the channel for about 4 years. Yeah. So Cat's been on the channel for 4 years. Savage has been on the channel for 3. Cat's very first video would be, I want to say Riot Zone Core 98 Part 1. I want to say was the very first video with Cat. It might even be the Core 98 World War II German Sniper. Because me and Wildcat started doing videos at the concrete bunker that's in like every one of my videos. That's where we were doing games. So honestly, he's probably been on the third video. Actually, he's probably in this one. So basically Cat's been on the channel since the very beginning. Okay, yeah, he is. So Wildcat is on the third video that's ever been uploaded on the channel. So he's been here for 4 years. Savage has been here for 3 years. And Wildcat left about last year, and then Savage is no longer with us about last year. So Wildcat just moved. I think I've talked about that before, but I think it was on the gaming channel. So Wildcat just moved away. That's what basically happened with Cat. So there's really not a lot that happened with him. He just moved away, and then we just kind of lost communication. He just stopped conversating with me, so I don't know what is going on anymore with him. But his last video was the Airsoft will shoot real steel video, and that was... So Wildcat's last video was about a year ago. Granted, it's a little bit till I get videos uploaded, so... But yeah, that's about accurate. So about a year ago is Wildcat's last video. Then Savage's last video was uploaded after he left. That was 11 months ago, but his last video before that would have been a year ago. So yeah, it's about a year ago. They basically left the channel at the same time. But so Wildcat moved. Savage, in case you don't know, he had passed away, and there's a lot of stuff that led down to that. But so he honestly struggled a lot with depression and things like that. He struggled a lot in life. I tried to help him the best I could just by talking to him and try to help him walk through stuff. He had a lot of financial problems, and he had a lot of depressing problems. Like, he was just constantly depressed a lot. He had job issues. Basically, him and his dad had like a construction kind of company thing that they were with, and the company went under. So that's, well, a lot of the funds kind of went south there. So that's where the financial issue came along. Also, he had, like most of us in the Airsoft world, has a spending problem. Luckily, I don't really have that issue, hence why I'm using the same gear that I've pretty much used since I started. Like, I haven't really upgraded my armor, like, at all. I've just added to it. Like, I have the exact same helmet I've had since the beginning of the channel. That main reason for that, though, is just because of branding, too. Like, I don't really want to change my branding, you know. Also, I like this helmet, so whatever, I'm keeping it. I like it. But anyway, so yeah, he had a bit of a spinning issue, hence why he has a minigun for some reason. But so financial issues and just a lot of stuff going on at home and things like that. But Airsoft was kind of his way to, even for me, Airsoft was a good way to just kind of escape from the real world stuff and the reality of everything. Airsoft was just a great way to just kind of relax and chill out and just enjoy doing something. Every now and then he'd get a little aggravated and he'd lash out, at me. He did that once in front of Cat, and even Cat was kind of like, what the heck, bro, what are you doing? And he talked to me about it, pulled me aside. I just told Cat he's just lasting out because he's just having some trouble. I knew that it was nothing to take too wholeheartedly. He was just lasting out because that's all he could do, you know? That sometimes there's just nothing you can do, and so he just kind of got aggravated at times. But that eventually got a lot worse later on, though. It would be pretty common for him to just kind of get at me for stuff. I think he always would pick me to go after and lash out on. I think the main reason was because he knew I could handle it just fine, and I knew that he was just not like intentionally wanting to go after me. So I think a lot of times he'd pick me to go after just because I knew it wasn't really anything done on purpose. It's just kind of how he was. So it seemed like I was the main target a lot with that. But I just knew he was struggling. But that's just how it goes sometimes. Everybody struggles in life here and there, and he particularly did a lot. But I didn't really have too many issues with him up until this last year. He got really, really bad with it because his dad was having some health issues, and then his dad eventually passed away, and that's when everything just went up and south and sideways. He was not the same. He was not the guy I knew at that point. He was very much lashing out. He was drinking too much. He had an alcohol problem. He lost the alcohol problem and never went back. I think Airsoft kept him away from it, but after his dad passed, that's when that became a problem again. And he tried to hide it from me because he knew that I wouldn't be too happy about him doing that, because I knew he had an addiction problem. And it's worse than the Airsoft buying addiction. So alcohol became a problem. Honestly, just stay away from alcohol. Like, I'll be honest, I have a drink here and there, so it's very rare. But honestly, I just stay away from it. I would stay away from smoking, vaping, all of that. That was another issue, was the vapes. Just stay away from them. Honestly, they really are not going to help matters. And I can tell you from personal experience from seeing it, especially the vapes. The vapes is very common in Airsoft, I've noticed. I just stay away from that stuff, honestly. If you're on it, I try to get off of it because it's just not a good path to go down. So anyways, yeah, he got pretty aggressive and lashed out a lot more often than usual, and I think a lot of that had to do with his dad passing, and then later his mother passed, and yeah, he got pretty stressful to hang around, I'm gonna be honest. He got very stressful to hang around. I mean, it got to the point that he'd call me, and I'd see his name, Savage, calling, and it would make my stress levels just go up to, like, high on hell. I just could not be around the situation anymore. He got just way too aggressive, and he was not the same. I tried to stick around, but he also made some life decisions that I very much told him, this is a bad idea, don't go through with this, like the drinking and all other stuff. Didn't listen, just kept digging a hole. But yeah, he dug himself into a pretty steep hole in life and really was just kind of burying himself and everything around him. So I got the point I had to step back. I'm like, hey dude, this is too much for me at this point. I can't handle this, because my stress is like way too high. Cause like I said, I'm like the main guy that he would just lash out on. I think it's cause me and him were pretty tight, but it got to the point that I couldn't handle it anymore. I just couldn't handle it. And I really didn't know how to help him anymore. So I had to take a step back. And then I think I took a step back about 2-3 months ago before everything just kind of ended. Yeah, I want to say it was about 3 months. And yeah, I told him that I'm taking a break. Like, I just can't do it. Like, dude, this is not healthy anymore. You gotta figure some stuff out. I gotta take a break for a minute. And then I just stepped away from Airsoft. I completely pulled myself out of Airsoft. I completely pretty much stopped making videos. I took a full-on break from Airsoft completely. He was still doing some Airsoft stuff. I don't know to what degree. Because I very much just pulled out and I just needed a break. Between everything going on with him, between Airsoft, there was too much drama, so I just pulled out. There was just way too much drama. And that's the thing that ruins Airsoft the most, is the drama. And for me, it was a drama. So I just was like, nope, I'm taking a step back, and I'm just gonna pretty much retire for a minute. So I retired for... Technically, I'm still retired. I consider myself still retired from Airsoft, to be honest. And then, 3 months down the road, I was working on the gaming channel because I wasn't really doing Airsoft content, and I still wanted to do YouTube. So I was working on the gaming channel. And I remember the day he passed away, exactly what I was doing. It was April 1st, and I was playing Overwatch with Froze. You can actually find the video on the gaming channel. It's like Overwatch April Fools. It was the April Fool's event. I very much remember what I was doing. I don't play Overwatch. That's just what Froze wanted to play, so that's what I was playing. I was like, fine, we'll play it, whatever. But then, next morning, I just get a message from another one of his buddies, which I'm going to leave pretty much names out, because I don't want to, like, cause more havoc. There's a lot of drama there, like I said. Which is why I kind of, like, waited on this video. But I just get a message that says, he's gone, that's all it said. And then instantly, I was concerned, because I know he had a lot of, let's just say he tried to, like, I don't know how to say this without YouTube giving me crud. He tried to remove himself from this world a couple times in his life, so I was a little worried and skeptical when I got that call, and sure enough, that's what he had done. So, yeah, April 1st, that was the end of what happened with him. He just outed himself out of this world. So I've waited on this video because I just could not mentally make this video. That destroyed me completely. Because, I mean, I've had like 3 to 4 years with this guy. I was hoping that maybe at some point we'd maybe work stuff out. But at the same time, I was very much done with him. And to a certain degree, I was to the point where I liked him, but I also didn't like him. Like, I kind of didn't like him to a certain degree at this point, because of some of the stuff that he had done and even said. But once you lose somebody, it really kind of sets in, like, because, like, when I took a break, it was like, okay, you know, like, the relationship's kind of split off. You don't really realize, like, how it's over until it's, like, actually over and there's no coming back. Like, it made me kind of realize what I lost, and I feel like to a certain degree I took it for granted more than I should have. So, yeah, that hurt to lose him. I can't even say exactly how he did it, because I will very much, this video will not stay up. It is that bad. Like, I can't really think of a worse way to go out than he did. So, yep, he was drinking. Like, of course he was. Drinking too much. And, yeah. Let's just say alcohol and a pew-pew don't really go well together. If you get... Yeah. So, that's basically what happened with him. And that's kind of why I just did not want to talk about it. Because it completely... very much destroyed me. Yeah, it's just, you don't really realize how much something means to you until it's, like, actually gone. When somebody's, like, actually gone for good, that's when you kind of realize what you lost, and there's no getting it back. Like, it's gone. So, don't take your friendships for granted, because you never know. And that's something that he actually kind of told me, to a certain degree, was, you know, he said something along the lines of, you never know when someone's last day is. Yeah, he was saying that for a reason. He said that for a reason, and there was a couple of times he said it, because he knew he had a issue, and he was seeing some counseling help, and I don't really know if I believe that actually even works, to be honest. So, that's the sucky story of what happened with Savage. There's no really good way to go about doing it. That's why I kind of held off on it, because it's a touchy subject, and that's not even all the information, because some stuff I don't want to get into with it, because some stuff's just a little too much, and there's too much drama there, and how do you really talk about something like this? I don't even know. I didn't think I'd ever have to experience something like that, and still looking back, I couldn't have saved him. I really couldn't have. I can't, because he didn't listen to anything I said. He'd hear me out, but then go and do the stupid thing that he wasn't supposed to do. I couldn't have saved him. Looking back, part of me wishes I was there with him, and part of me kind of wondered if maybe it would have helped matters, but looking back, I don't think it would have mattered. I think if I stuck around, it would just, I think for me, it would have been a lot harder if I hadn't took a pause on the relationship. Because I think that's kind of what saved me a lot of extra trauma with it from taking the step back. At the same time, I don't know. It's just, my point is, it's really sucky when somebody does something like this, because it kind of makes you think, what could you actually done differently to try to prevent it? And I don't think I could have prevented it, because the thing is I wasn't even in the pixel at that time. There was others in the pixel. I wasn't one of them. So I don't really know what happened near the end. I won't ever know the true story. So you're kind of getting a really basic of what happened, because I really don't even know. I wasn't there the last 3 months. So, yeah, I don't even really know what happened, to be honest. I wish I did, but I'll never know. I know I'll never know. I won't ever get told the actual story of what happened. But this is everything I know up to now. You'll still see him in one more video. I have one more video on Shadow Films to put out, like episode 2 of Operation Save Wildcat. That will be the last actual footage of him, I think. Unless I find, like, some way back footage to use as, like, a YouTube short or something. Because I know there's some footage here and there that I haven't used. So unless I happen to find something in my tons of hard drives, that'll be basically the last video of him. And that's pretty much it. I don't really know how to end this video, to be honest, either. But, yeah, I just kind of want to try to live on his memory the best I can. Granted, this ain't really the best way to go about it, I guess, either, because it's not the best memory to leave behind, but I kind of also hate to just be like, oh yeah, he's just not on the channel anymore, and just not say anything. I kind of hate to do that, which is what I've done for the past year. I just said he's not on the channel and left it at that. But at some point, I want to kind of talk about what did happen and what did go down, because I know he's not the only one struggling with that. And the point is, I don't want somebody to go and think, oh, nobody cares, and then do what he did, because it screwed with me pretty bad. And I put a pause on a relationship. So just because somebody's not there doesn't mean someone doesn't care, is my point. Because I very much still cared about him. I feel like to a certain degree I had a lot of, like, issues with him near the end. So to a certain degree I didn't want anything. I was so stressed. My stress levels were so high, I just didn't even want to be around him. But then once he was gone, it was kind of set in, like, he's really gone. Like, any hope I had of repairing a relationship is gone. Like, it just kind of sets in after. It's like, damn, like that's gone. Like, all the memories, it's just all gone. And it's a good thing that I'm glad I have this channel, because I filmed everything. Every game I've had with him is basically uploaded. So, it's all there. So I definitely advise to maybe record some moments or even take photos or something of those you're handing around, because you might want those. You might honestly want those. Because me personally, I'm glad I have a whole library of them. All those memories are there. And if I forget something, which I do, because I played so much Airsoft, I can go and rewatch it and it's like, oh yeah, I've got that happen. So I would definitely try to record memories, because once they're gone, they're gone. I mean, yeah, this video is about talking about what happened with him, but the other point of this video is I just want you guys to understand the gravity of a situation and a decision like this and the effects it has on others, because I know this is a big problem, especially in today's age, because a lot of people just, like, doom scrolling and not talking to people, and they'll still drive on their phone and all the things, to the point it's unhealthy, and I think it's making things worse. I don't know if he had that issue, but he definitely had, like, the alcohol and all the others. And I found after his passing, I did find that he had leaf stuff you can smoke, if you get my gist. YouTube. Green leaves. So, yeah, that was a lot of stuff. I personally, I don't smoke. I don't vape. I basically don't drink. I mean, I think I'll have a drink, like, once every maybe 5 months. I don't do any of that. I walk out and I lift weights and I drink protein. I would advise to do that. Walk out, drink protein, just take care of yourself, because I honestly think if he actually took care of himself, he would have, like, way less amount of problem than he had. And I can tell that even I'm way better, having taken care of myself. Even I do better mentally, so definitely take care of yourself. Definitely keep an eye on, like, keep on the memories. Keep some way of keeping the memories, because you never know when they're gone. My point is, just don't do something stupid. Somebody actually cares about you, and it really just, it screws with the people around you. I can't even disclose how it screws with you. It's a feeling that I've never felt before in my life. Yeah. It's too much. It was just way too much. But I couldn't have done anything. There was nothing I could have done. And those hotlines, they don't work either. He's done the hotlines and stuff. I don't know, something's gotta be done with men's mental health is all I gotta say, because I'm tired of this stuff happening. Because I'm not the only one that had it happen to. I mean, he had a brother as well. Like, he had 2 brothers. Actually, no, he had 3 brothers. He didn't talk much about the third, but he had 2. I met one of them. I can't even imagine what the brother's going through. I mean, it screwed me up. I can't even imagine. So just don't do something stupid. Just don't do something stupid. Is really what I'm saying. Is the point of this video. Like, get some help. Don't do something dumb. Take care of yourself, because I'm tired of this stuff happening. Like, they talk about it in schools and this and that, and I think for the most people just kind of overlook it until it happens to you, and it's like, yeah, you don't really realize how it happens to you, then it really sets in, is all I can say. I will be continuing his legacy on the channel, though, along with Wildcats. I have the Black and Red Evo is Wildcats. I posted that off of Cat. The magazines say Wildcat. I'm leaving that as it is. I have magazines that says Savage on it. I'm going to be using those magazines. They are AO mags. And I have, hopefully YouTube doesn't get mad at me, it's Airsoft YouTube. I have this, which is Savage's handgun that I've done some repair work on. This is a DVC limited. So this is going to be my go-to handgun now, out of memory towards Savage. That would be my go-to one. I'll use other handguns here and there, mainly because I don't want to cause too much wear and tear on Savages, as that is very much like this thing means a lot to me. So it's definitely one that I'm going to take very much care of. So if I'm going to be in any games I think is going to be a little rough, I'll use another pistol. This one just means way too much to me to let anything happen to. But it definitely will be like my go-to. I also have his minigun as well, which I hope to use again at some point. Ironically enough, Savage did promise me that I would be able to use it in a game. He never had let me use it in a game, because every time there was even an option to use it, of course he wants to use it. It's a minigun. I mean, it wasn't very often you could bring that thing out. You had to have a pretty big group of players. But he somehow found a way to make do on his promise, and I ended up with it. I think that's because he wanted me to. Also, this thing wasn't necessarily just handed off to me. This is something I actually ended up finding on my own. I found this thing. This is something that I ended up just finding, and I was allowed to hang on to. I think he wanted me to find it, because I personally came across it and found it. It was just something that I found. I think he wanted me to find it, so luckily I got to hang on to it. As of right now, those are the only, those 2 in the Space Invader are the only ones I have. I don't have anything else other than that, and he's got a little pistol grenade launcher thing that I have as well. That was in a video that he shot me in the back with. So for the most part, I ended up with the sentimental stuff that meant something to me, which is good enough for me. I ended up with the exact, if I could have picked, I ended up with the exact ones that I would have liked to end up with, and I think he probably did that on purpose. Because the way I see it, if he wants me to end up with anything, he'll find a way to get it to me. That's how I live by it. If he wants me to have it, he'll find a way. He found a way. So, I mean, he, literally, it was like he intentionally wanted me to find it, because he had zero, not zip, not a single Airsoft item, or Airsoft replica Pew Pew in his apartment, except for the Space Invader that was in a bag and Pulse. He had not a single Airsoft replica, except for the handgun that I found in a drawer. I think that was intentional. Like, did he think about it at the time? No, obviously not, because, you know, I don't think he purposely actually did it that way. I just found it really ironic that his main, well, besides a sniper, his main two was a sniper and his pistol, and those two were, like, very much the ones that he tinkered with completely. Those ones all his favorites, by far. By far his favorites. And I think if he could have picked out of everything to hand me, it would have been the handgun. I really do truly believe that. And out of everything he had, that was the one that I actually wanted the most, because I knew how much that one specifically meant to him. And I'm not a sniper. He knows I'm not a sniper. I've never been a sniper. So I just find it really ironic that the one that I would have wanted the most and that meant the most to me personally is the only one that was inside that room, and I'm the one that found it. I specifically found it. So what's going to show up in videos? Definitely a lot more. It's going to be around. This one's going to be around a lot. It's been in my YouTube Shorts on the Film channel. That's going to be my way of kind of like holding on to his legacy the best I can. That's about all I can do, really. So my plan is to pull the Wildcat Evo and Savage's pistol together, and that's going to be my main loadout. I'll have Wildcats and I'll have Savages, and that'll be like a very much a sentimental kind of staple of a loadout. And that'll be my go-to, because it just needs to be. It very much needs to be, because that was a good 4 years of my life. And honestly, that was some of the best 4 years I've ever had. So definitely keep your friends close, because you never know. You know, you just never know. That'll be it for this video, because I don't really know what else detail to really go into. That's kind of everything that happened with him. I did end up with some other little items here and there of his. I'll throw a photo up that I used for the TV show that has some of his stuff there. I put together kind of like a little, I forget what it's called, but basically I put a little thing together of all of the stuff for the photo. It just felt right. It just felt good to do, and I did that with Wildcat too. But anyways, this will be it for this video. If you have any questions, or if you want to talk about some of your struggles as well, because I know there's a lot of you that's probably going through some of the same stuff he did, then comment down below and I'll try to give any advice that I can. But I would honestly talk to those around you, because they're willing to help. They are. And I know a lot of guys that don't talk about it. I especially don't. I'm going to be honest. I am the worst about that. I mean, Savage told me about everything he's going through, and I didn't say hardly a thing to him about what I was going through. Oh, I admit it. I'm the worst at that. I don't talk about my emotions, period. Like, I'm literally the worst at it. I just don't do that. Should I have? Yeah, I probably should have. I'm more the type of guy that pushes it aside, and I think most of us do that, to be honest. But, yeah, point is, get some help. Don't go down that road. Take care of yourself. I don't know what else to say for this video, but do get help. Very much do. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.